When Earth refused to kneel, they didn't come with explosions. They came with silence. For 3 days, every satellite over Earth went dark. No signals, no warnings. Just a creeping, unnatural quiet that wrapped around the planet like a suffocating blanket. Then the ships appeared, hundreds of them, hovering above every major city, New York, London, Tokyo, and even the forgotten towns no one thought mattered. Massive obsidian structures that blocked out the sun, their surfaces shifting like liquid metal. Humanity waited, and then the message came, not through speakers, not through screens inside their heads. You're a failed species. You fight, you divide, you destroy your own world. You are unworthy of existence. Surrender your planet, and we may allow a fraction of you to survive. Panic spread like wildfire. Governments collapsed within hours. Armies mobilized. But no weapon could even scratch the alien shields. Jets fired missiles, nothing. Nuclear codes were prepared, but before they could be launched, every system shut down. The invaders were not just advanced, they were absolute. Margaret Hayes was 54 years old when the world ended, or at least when it was supposed to. She wasn't a soldier, not a scientist, just a retired nurse living in a quiet town in Ohio. Her life had been simple: work, family, loss, survival. She had buried her husband 10 years ago, raised her son alone, and now she sat on her porch staring up at the massive ship hanging above her town. Everyone else had run, she stayed, because she had seen death before, and this felt different. The first harvest began at dusk. Beams of pale blue light descended from the ship, scanning the ground. Anyone caught inside was lifted into the sky, screaming, helpless, vanishing into the alien vessels. Margaret watched as her neighbor, a young man no older than 20, was taken. She didn't scream. She didn't run. She stood up, and she stepped into the light. Inside the ship, the air was cold, sterile, alive. Margaret found herself in a massive chamber filled with other humans, terrified, crying, begging. At the center stood them, the aliens, tall, thin figures with elongated limbs and translucent skin. Their eyes glowed faintly like dying stars. One of them stepped forward. "You do not resist?" it asked, its voice echoing directly in her mind. Margaret tilted her head. "Should I?" The alien paused, confused. "We are your extinction." Margaret gave a small, tired smile. "Sweetheart, I've lived through worse." Something shifted. Not in the room, in the alien. For the first time, it hesitated. "You have lost everything," it said. "Your species destroys itself. You are weak." Margaret stepped closer. "Yeah," she said softly. "We are." She looked around at the terrified humans. "We fight, we break. We lose people we love, over and over again." Her voice hardened. "But we get back up." The alien reached into her mind, and instantly regretted it. It saw everything. War, famine, pain, but also a mother holding her child in the middle of a burning city, a man running into collapsing rubble to save a stranger, doctors working until their hands bled, people refusing to give up. Margaret's memories hit it like a storm. "You feel it now, don't you?" she whispered. "This is what we are." Across the ship, alarms began to echo. The alien staggered back. This persistence, this irrational defiance." Margaret stepped forward again. "You think we're weak because we suffer," she said. "But you're wrong." Her eyes locked onto its glowing gaze. "We're strong because we do." On every ship above Earth, something went wrong. Systems flickered. Shields faltered. The invaders had studied human technology. They had studied human history. But they had never truly understood the human mind. Until now. Margaret reached out and grabbed the alien's hand. "You made one mistake," she said quietly. "You let us in." What happened next was never fully explained. Some say it was a psychic backlash. Others say the aliens experienced something. They had never evolved to handle emotion, pain, hope, humanity. One by one, the ships began to fall. Not destroyed, retreating, fleeing. 3 days later, the sky was clear again. The world, still broken, but alive. Margaret sat on her porch once more, a blanket over her shoulders. Her son rushed toward her, tears in his eyes. "Mom, what did you do?" She looked up at the empty sky and smiled faintly. "Nothing special," she said. "Just reminded them what it means to be human." And somewhere far beyond the stars, the invaders recorded a new classification. Humanity. Do not engage. Do not underestimate. Do not enter their minds.